loss of biodiversity, degradation of seas and oceans, climate change, pollution, invasive species, emerging diseases. Everyone is talking about these issues, but what do they really mean? Why do they matter to us? And what can we do to make a difference and help protect our planet? These are complex topics that we invite you to explore with us through 18 short learning episodes. The more the world's population grows, the more needs we have to cover. These needs can be essential or vital: breathing, food, water, protection from the cold, heat, etc. They can also be secondary or even superfluous, using disposable plastic, eating meat at every meal, having the latest smartphone, making all our journeys by car, even the shortest ones, and so on. If there were only 100 of us on the planet, the problem wouldn't be very big. But there are over 7 billion of us. That's a lot of steaks, plastic bags, and smartphones to produce. This rate of consumption is unsustainable, and to keep up, we need more and more. More farming, more production, more global transport. Our lifestyles are depleting natural resources. So, how are we actually threatening nature? The first threat concerns habitats. The destruction and modification of natural environments is the main cause of biodiversity loss. To build the mines from which we extract metals, to grow soy for cattle feed, to raise all those animals that end up on our plates, we need space. And when there's no more room, we make room. And how do we do that? By destroying forests, natural meadows, draining marshes. And so these natural areas become cities, factories, mines, and farms. Did you know that in Africa, over 3 million hectares of natural habitat are transformed every year? This deforestation is mainly linked to commercial and subsistence farming, timber extraction, urbanization, and the emergence of biofuel plantations. Natural areas are also being divided into numerous isolated pieces, a process known as fragmentation. Building a road through a forest is an example of habitat fragmentation, where the forest is divided into pieces separated by tarmac. Species have specific needs. Some use one natural environment to nest, another to eat, yet another to rest. If they can no longer move from one place to another, they will disappear. The African elephant, for example, is directly affected. It needs large territories to live, as it consumes hundreds of kilos of greenery every day and travels many kilometers to find what it needs. The second threat to biodiversity is pollution. There are different types of pollution. Air pollution, generated, for example, by fuel combustion. Water pollution, which affects seas, rivers, and lakes. The discharge of toxic substances makes the water unsafe to drink, and its consumption is harmful to all the species that depend on it for their survival. Soil contamination, caused by industrial waste, urban rubbish, the use of pesticides, and mining. Noise and light pollution around homes, roads, and industries. Excessive light and noise have an impact on nature. For example, many insects are attracted by lighting at night and stray from their natural habitat. The third threat to biodiversity is climate change, and we have devoted several episodes to this subject. The fourth threat is the overexploitation of species. Hunting can contribute to the decline of certain vulnerable species. This is the case for any form of overharvesting, whether through leisure hunting or hunting for local consumption, or of course illegal hunting, known as poaching. It is also the case with small-scale or recreational fishing, particularly if a species is caught faster than it has time to reproduce. Some animal species are threatened because, although protected, they fall victim to collectors. Every day, thousands of animals and animal products are bought on the internet. Live animals, elephant tusks or rhino horns, tiny seahorses. Flora is also concerned. For example, Rosewood from Madagascar is highly prized by lovers of objects and furniture, even though its harvesting is prohibited. Invasive species are the fifth biggest threat to biodiversity. Invasive species share a common characteristic. They adapt easily to a new environment. They are harmful to biodiversity when they manage to establish themselves over the long term and take over from native species to the point of causing them to decline. It is estimated that 10% of the plant species we encounter around us have been introduced. That's a huge number. This is the case of the Mozambique tilapia, the army worm, and the koipu, which are causing enormous damage in Africa. The human population could reach 10 billion by 2050. It's easy to see why our impact on the natural environment is so important. We need to act now and find the best solutions to limit this impact. We've reached the end of this episode. Thank you for listening attentively. Visit www.youth-conservation.org to learn more and explore all our resources dedicated to the environment and its protection. See you soon for the next episode.